Also with
Thank
us
you.
live now is Amul MD Jayen Mehta. Mr. Mehta, welcome. Thank you for being with us today on NewsX. It's the big budget day on a Sunday this time. What did you make of the finance minister's address? What stood out for you in the union budget of 2026?
Thank you so much. We would like, on behalf of the dairy sector and the cooperative sector, thank Honorable Finance Minister for a very visionary and a futuristic budget. Milk is the largest agricultural crop of India, and cooperatives is one of the biggest sectors. There are 8-9 lakh cooperatives in the country with about 32 crore members. So any intervention in that would benefit a large number of people. That is what we have seen in this budget. Talking about dairy and the taxation part, we have this Amul model in which all the villages form a district milk processing union, all the state district unions form a state marketing federation. The taxation of dividend was not fair in the earlier times. Now that has been corrected, and it will encourage the cooperatives to come into the new tax regime, pay lower taxes, no double taxation on dividends, and it will benefit them. Similarly, cattle feed is what we make for ourselves, the farmer makes for themselves and sell to themselves. Now that income also will be not treated separately. Like milk income, it will be a part of the farmers' total kitty of the cooperative services they provide to each other. We sell about 10,000 crore rupees of cattle feed every year, and that will mean a significant saving for and the simplification in taxation process for our village cooperative societies. India is undergoing White Revolution 2.0, which means all the benefits which we get in Gujarat also will get similar benefits. All the states across the country will also benefit by that. Veterinary services have been given a lot of emphasis this year, talking about 20,000 new veterinary doctors and institutions to actually set up, new colleges to be set up to produce a large number of force to serve our cattle. That will give a lot of benefit under the White Revolution 2.0 also. A related dimension to that is a focus on reduction in the treatment of excise for the compressed biogas. Like we are in business of producing milk, there is dung also which we have started processing. And India has a target of up to 5% blending of CPGs, this is compressed biogas, with the CNG. And that will not be taxed under the excise thing coming forward, which means it will make the fuel more efficient and also cheaper, and it will encourage more and more CBG units to come across the country. Talking about the cooperative sector, India has set up a new multi-state cooperative under the guidance of the Ministry of Cooperation called the National Cooperative Exports Limited. It's mentioned in the budget details of the ministry, wherein about 450 crore rupees grant in aid has been given to NCEL. And that export cooperative will promote the exports of the products of the cooperatives globally, and that will mean a big support to the farmers in the years to come. Similarly, a new cooperative university has been set up last year, Tribhuvan Sahakar University, and government has given a generous 300 plus 200, about 500 crore rupees grant in aid to create capital assets, a new university, state-of-the-art, world-class university, with the focus on cooperatives also coming up. And there is NCDC, the National Cooperative Development Corporation, which supports cooperatives across the country, and they've been also given 500 crore rupees grant in aid. So these are the things which will holistically support. An additional thing government also mentioned about supporting the cocoa producers of the country. Again, it's largely under the cooperative sector in Camco in Karnataka, Kerala, and larger focus on producing more and more cocoa beans along with coconut nationally will make us more Atmanirbhar in this particular sector also. So this is an all-round support which the government has outlined, apart from other initiatives like the infrastructure development projects. The food processing ministry continues to support the PLIS, production link incentive scheme budget this year also with about 1,200 crores. About 10% of us comes to us as the largest food processing investor in the country. So this is also a welcome step, and that's where we are seeing all of the government approach. 500 crore rupees given to animal entrepreneurship development in the dairy sector, which again will lead to more and more number of farmer cooperatives and women members being encouraged by this. And a new dedicated freight corridor from Surat to East, Dankuni, Calcutta, Bengal, will also lead to more movement of goods in a very fast manner. Like thanks to the dedicated freight corridor in the western side, our milk tankers are moving on train, or within 10 hours they reach Delhi from say North Gujarat of Mehsana. So this is where all in all it will give in a good support to the
Yes.
dairy sector of the country and the cooperative sector also.
Do you believe women farmers and the youth would be particularly happy with today's budget, Mr. Mehta?
Absolutely, because once you are not charged, I mean, there's no double taxation on dividend, which means money will directly reach in hands of every single farmer of the cooperatives associated with Amul in Gujarat and also the rest of the country. So yes, there is a lot to cheer with this budget and the kind of steps they have taken and announced today. In addition to all what has happened over the last 1 year,
Yes.
if you look at it, last budget we saw the tax component reduced on the consumers.
I was just going to come to that. Mr. Mehta, on consumption and demand. Do you believe those tax breaks given, which are going to now be implemented from the 1st of April, the implementation will begin because the new Income Tax Act kicks in, then will lead to further demand, further consumption? Also, the GST reforms unleashed in the last quarter of last year. What have been those impacts on demand and on consumption for you as a group?
That's very true, because the GST reduction brought in a very low rates of GST across most of the food product categories. In our case, with a turnover of about 1 lakh crore rupees this year and growing at double digits, we are already witnessing a big jump in demand of all the products in which GST cut has happened. Like ghee, butter, cheese from 12% to 5%, ice cream from 18% to 5%, chocolates also slashed down significantly. I mean, we've never seen such a spike in demand and a growth and consumption across multiple categories over the last several quarters. So this has been a welcome step, and more importantly, last year's budget also reduced the income tax on the consumers, which means more purchasing power and lower cost of goods, which means higher demand, and obviously it will benefit everyone, all the producers and also the consumers. And the market will move from unorganized to organized, to loose to package and branded, and that will give a fillip to the overall food processing industry of the country as well.
Yes, and the dairy and livestock sector, has been touched upon, spoken about today like it hasn't been, earlier in a few years, isn't it, Mr. Mehta? The kind of specifics for these sectors.
Yes, you are very right, because it's been a good treatment given looking at the overall dimension and its impact to the masses. And really, that's why we are all thankful to the Honorable Minister for a very futuristic budget. And we are very sure that these things, as they get implemented, we'll see very good results for the farmers and all the members of the country.
Are you also hopeful that these new rail corridors which have been announced, these new rail corridors also, of course, hopefully further infrastructure improvement with the increase in capex will also help in transport and on the logistics front as well for groups like yours?
Yes, very true. I mean, we are already seeing very good benefits of the dedicated freight corridor, which has already been commissioned in the western part of the country, almost from north to east. Also, it's giving us very good speed in transportation of very perishable items like fresh milk across the country. And historically, milk has moved from Gujarat to Calcutta under the Operation Flood for the last 30-40 years. And now if it moves on a dedicated freight corridor, you can imagine in 12 to 14 hours, if a tanker of milk traveling on a train will start from Gujarat and end up being in Bengal in the shortest possible time. So yes, it will give a massive fillip to movement of goods both sides and really benefit the perishable product sector.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Jayen Mehta, with your perspective on this story. MD Amul, thanks indeed for being with us.